Hello, everybody. Buckle up for a new episode of UCS, the one and only podcast made to make all of you understand the ABC of the laws related to sexual harassment in India. Whether you're the employer, employee, the boss, the leader, the manager, the mentor, the mentee, the influencer, or the part of the internal committee, you are sure to pick up tidbits of actionable advice when you listen to UCS podcasts. Today, we are going to pick up a very important topic which every person at workplaces should listen to. We start with a very interesting series on POSH is good for employees and organizations, why and how. The session is divided into 4 series, and we hope it's a learning experience all the way through the series for each one of you. We have with us Anupama, a corporate lawyer with more than 23 years of experience in various branches of law, including mergers and acquisitions, labor laws, intellectual property laws, litigation, and who is also the chief trainer at UCS, which specializes in conducting awareness programs on the POSH Act. In conversation with Anupama on the POSH Act is Mayank, an entrepreneur and a friend of Anupama.
Hi Anupama. There is a lot of buzz about the law related to sexual harassment of women at workplaces being made just to harass men. In fact, recently my friend who runs an MSME in Mysore said the best way forward is to not appoint any woman in his company. What is your view on it?
Hi Mayank. Yes, I have heard this often. After the enactment of the POSH law, most men believe that it's better they do not employ women. Very unfortunate indeed. What do you know about Vishaka versus the state of Rajasthan? And what do you think would have happened to men if the POSH Act had not been enacted?
As far as I know, in Vishaka versus state of Rajasthan, the Supreme Court of India laid down certain guidelines for employers to ensure that a process is followed to prevent sexual harassment of women in India. In my opinion, if the POSH Act was not enacted, even with just Vishaka versus state of Rajasthan, the situation of men was much better. We certainly did not have this committee with at least 50% women and an outside consultant, etc. Do we men not know what happens? Nearly all such allegations are false. Have we not seen it with section 498 in the Indian Penal Code? It is a section used to harass men now. Do you deny it?
Mayank, I like the connections you're making. Vishaka versus state of Rajasthan. Do you know the story behind it?
Yes, I have heard about it. Can you tell me more?
In the year 1992, Banwari Devi, an Anganwadi worker, was engaged by the state of Rajasthan to stop child marriages, especially during the festival of Akka Tej. In the process of carrying out her duties, she came to know about a 9-month-old girl being married off in a Gujjar family belonging to the village Thakur. She, along with the police, managed to stop the wedding in the morning. However, the sad part is the Thakur, along with his people, managed to still conduct the wedding as early as 2 a.m. the next day, and the police were just mute spectators. It did not stop there. That evening, the Thakur, along with 4 others, went to Banwari Devi's field where she was working along with her husband and gang raped her in front of her hapless husband. The police were neither helpful nor cooperative in registering her case and asked her to leave her stained lehenga with the police. The poor lady had to return wearing her husband's blood-stained turban. The doctor who examined her refused to do it in the presence of a female doctor, which was a mandatory requirement. The worst part, Mayank, Banwari Devi still fights for her justice. She lost her case in the lower court. In fact, all the accused are free even today. Her appeal is still pending And the case has come up just once in the last 20 years, and in the meantime, two of the accused have even passed away. Inspired by Banwari Devi's case, a public interest litigation was filed by an NGO named Vishaka along with other NGOs. They approached the Supreme Court requesting the court to direct the central government to formulate a law protecting women from sexual harassment at workplaces. And in the meantime, also requested them to formulate guidelines. In pursuance to the above, the Supreme Court of India formulated guidelines which would serve as the interim process for any sexual harassments that took place against women at workplaces. Though it took the government nearly 16 long years to formulate the law, and what was worse, it came out as a law just for women. Of course, your question is, why was it formulated just for women? From the notes, it appears that the objections were called for from the citizens before this law was formulated. Many did object to the fact that it was one gender specific. However, government, after due deliberations and considering the fact that women are minority in workplaces, decided that the law would be only for women. Here, I would like to draw your attention to the statistics of women at workplaces even today. As per the latest statistics, percentage of educated men stands at 80.09. Percentage of educated women stands at 65.46. You will notice that the gap between men and women when it comes to education is very little. However, when it comes to employment, percentage of men employed is 76.07 and percentage of women employed is 23.03%. There is a huge gap and women are in minority. Let us take, for example, the Hyderabad rape. It is rare that you see something like this happening to men, isn't it? Yes, women are fighting for equality and women are not looking for any specific protection. But considering the case of Banwari Devi, Nirbhaya, the recent Hyderabad cases, and several instances of harassment of women at workplaces, don't you think it was fair that they came up with a law which protected women at workplaces? Having said that, nothing stops men from fighting for their rights, because women did not just get this law, they fought for it. The government has also gone a step further and in the notes has made a mention that companies are free to record harassments that happen against men in the annual reports as well. And if that number increases, they are open to relook into this matter. And Mayank, the POSH Act is not as draconian as you make it out to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come back to you in a fortnight in our next episode to demystify a lot of myths about the POSH Act. Until then, why don't you think what could be the myths? And do get in touch with us with what you think they are by emailing us at admin@upseedconsulting.com or writing to us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. We would love to hear what you all think and clear all your doubts in our next episode. Wishing you all a great evening.